Hello, everybody. It is your baby boomer, Kitty Lane from the Peninsula in Virginia. We're going to have to do something about this. Okay, sorry it seems like I'm in the dark. Whew. There we are. Okay, let's see here if we can find where we are. It's not playlists, not tabs, not videos, not for you. Let's go back and come back in and see what we come up with. There we go, live now. Hi. There we go. And how is everyone today? As I said, I am your baby boomer, Kitty Lane, from the Peninsula in Virginia, back with another Create and Relate. And this is Thoughtful Thursday here in the den. So come on in. First of all, we're all aboard. I did not check my subscriber number. I know the TV says 539. My phone says 540. We're gonna go with we'll go with 539 and a half. How about that? I have not checked my viewing hours since yesterday, but we do know that we are approaching that 1600, so that's good. Have I had breakfast? I have had breakfast and lunch. For breakfast, I had chili. The meat of choice was chicken. It was very spicy. Hello, gorgeous. How are you? And for lunch, I'm assuming it was beef stroganoff. It was the Meals on Wheels. They never tell us what it is. We can just tell you if it's good or not. So I'm assuming it was beef stroganoff. I know it was beef and some kind of pasta and corn and spinach. It was delish. I have already had my cup of coffee for the day, the South Sea. For the drink, all I have with me right now is a half bottle of water, but this is the third bottle that I've gone through today so far. Been on a bit of a coughing binge. Oh, Lori, my Botox was delayed. Somebody had to steal me. I'm sorry. I'm trying to sleep no more. I'll keep you running. I understand. I understand. Get your rest. Get your rest, please. Okay, so on to E and list. You'll see the three people listed in the description box. As I always tell you, you know you got the cozy encyclopedia with Yes Michelle crochets. You know you have the challenges with Wanda Yarn Addict, and you know you have the stories with Lori Stories and Crochet. Now for our focus and the future. Well, I must have been asleep when I wrote that. What I wrote down is skewed, hitch, and stitch. And what I mean is, I'm still not pressuring myself with anything to make right now. Although I have completed a make and got just about halfway through another one. Yes, since Thursday. Y'all, check out the video that dropped this morning. It was supposed to drop yesterday, but it was this morning. Okay, so what's going on? What's going on with Michelle? As I said, it's the Cozy Encyclopedia installment 4 was dropped yesterday. It is talking about the single crochet, not only what it is, but the anatomy of it, what purpose it serves. It's really interesting the way she's breaking these stitches down. Um, so check those out. It's really, 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 really good. Um, Next, you have the Wildcard Wednesday Challenge Week, which was yesterday. And the 5 challenges were 5 colors, 5 round granny. So a 5 round granny featuring 5 different colors. You can do that. The next challenges were a wand hat, meaning go into his playlist, pick a hat, and make it. And then you have the notions pouch. We did that one before. You can do it. Make it long enough to fit the scissors. Make it wide enough to fit the scissors, long enough to look, and all of your other notions that you add in. You hear that phone ringing in the background. Um, the fourth challenge is a baby blanket. And the fifth challenge is a 1 to 3 weight project. Doesn't matter what it is. Use either a 1, 2, or 3 weight project to make that item. So those were the 5 challenges that were presented to us on yesterday. My healthometer, my mood is pretty high. I'll probably give it a 10. I'm up there. I'm good. Health, nothing unusual, nothing different except a little like mentally tired from having a migraine for 2 days. But otherwise, I'll say a 9.5. So that puts us at what, 9 3/4 for the overall. So we're good. I've already given you the important news, which is everything that's going on with the 3 people that are listed in the description box. Please don't forget to go to their channel and check out what they have. There's some really, really interesting stuff there. Okay, so our joke of the day. Our joke of the day we have heard and probably even said thousands of times already. If you're new to crochet, maybe you haven't said it thousands of times, but you said it at least once. And I call it the lie. I will not buy any yarn until I use my stash at home. Joan can tell you I have said that probably 1,000 times within the last 6 months. Has it worked? No. No, it has not worked. My plan last year was to get rid of all of my yarn by June of last year. Then I stretched it out to August. Then I gave myself the end of the year, and then I just stopped. I just, I'm like, okay. And it's not that it's not moving, it's going, but it's growing and going. Yeah. So the purpose last year was to completely get rid of everything I had and fill my stock with, I know, I know, but it was to completely get rid of my stock and fill it all with the Just Yarn because I love it so much. And to try and experiment with new yarns. Well, thanks to my yarn angel, if you saw Tuesday's live, if you did not see Tuesday's live, you missed a treat. You missed a treat. Because you're right, Joan. The lady has yarn now. I do. And it was amazing because I had no idea when I cleaned the cubbies. I go through this process at least once a month where I condense the yarns that I have and try to keep them as much as possible in 1 or 2 places. Well, I received a blessing on Tuesday. I had cleared 8.5 spaces. All of those spaces are full. All of those spaces are full. And I've already started crocheting on the yarn that I was sent. And the beauty in it is, I mean, all of it was beautiful, but I got this as well. It was gifted to me on Tuesday, and I've been crocheting with it ever since. I have. Like I said, I got a project and a half done. I'm going to be showing you those projects on Saturday. I'm trying to not only build the format, but stick to the format. So I'm going to be showing you those on Saturday. You'll see me working on one because what I'm working on right now is number one of my hearts. I love making blankets. So it's a blanket. Number two, excuse me, it happens to be one of the challenges this week on Juan's channel, which is the baby blanket. I can show you where I am thus far. And I did start this last night. So we are about halfway done. And I've already, it's simple. Am I going to do a tutorial? At first I said no. It is a 9-row repeat. And I don't mind doing that for y'all. I can show you that. I can definitely show you that. But I got to finish this first. I have to finish this first. And then we'll go into that. So, what else was there? Crochet with Kitty. The Monday one was late, but you did get a Monday one. The Wednesday one was late, but you did get a Wednesday one. What I'm trying to do right now is I'll probably start on my next project tonight so that I can record it as a Crochet with Kitty. And then you'll have your Friday one, and I'll try to get that out tomorrow. So it'll be on time. In the morning, I'll be coming to you with the Flex Friday. And that's where we get our stretches in. Okay? So we have that to look forward to. Look at Tuesday's live. Please go back and look at Tuesday's live. Tuesday's live was spectacular. It really, really was. I did not forget about the craft bag. Just hold on. Hold your britches. Whew. Okay. We're gonna step in and we're going to end the new challenges I told you about, but I'll go over them again. 5 colors, 5 round granny. A granny square with 5 different colors, a different color in each round. And then you have the Juan hat. Go to his playlist. He's got a plethora of hats. I mean, even if you wanted to pick one of the baby beanies, he's got a series called It's Just a, he's got hats there. Hats are they're in there. He's got hats. So you can make a Juan hat. And then there's the Notions pouch. That might be what I work on tonight to get the next one out to you. Well, hold your diaper. And then there's the baby blanket, which I just gave you a sneak peek of. So that was challenge number 4, and challenge number 5, a 1 to 3 weight project. So I don't know if I'm going to double dip on any or not. It depends on how the yarn speaks to me. I have yarn that is definitely speaking to me. Baby, hello, my darling. How are you? That's my yarn angel, y'all. Oh my goodness, that is definitely my yarn angel. And then from there, okay, now old news, the square challenges. Okay, sis, I know you don't have on a diaper. Well, hold on to your skirt. Just hold on. This is what you were waiting for. Okay, old news, the square challenge. I have not forgotten about the square challenges that I presented this year. I'm going to get to them. And also next month, I decided to wait until next month to drop those square tutorials. I don't know if I'll be focusing so much on the squares now that I have yarn. And I see so much beautiful stuff with the yarn, but it's not going to stop me from dropping the square tutorials. Whew. Okay, Corey's blanket. I still have 2 rows to do on Corey's blanket. Just 2. The yarn is right there. The blanket is right. I sleep beside it every night. And right at the foot of my bed is the next blanket, which is the Ghost Brothers blanket. And I think I have, what, 8 rows to do on that? Huh. I know I need to get on my grind, but I'm kind of giving myself what I'm doing now, y'all, is like having fun, and things are getting accomplished having fun. So I'm trying to get the business and the fun to mesh so that I can keep that joy and just keep rolling along. So that's where I am. Um, Speaking of the Ghost Brothers blanket, those some of you may remember that I've been approved to have a PTO session um, with Dalen, and I haven't heard anything else yet, but I keep checking. So as soon as I know something, you all will know something. And then there is the project bag tutorial video that is going to be worked on this weekend when I have time to set everything up. Everywhere I thought that I had time previously this week has not been lining up, but I know that when I pick the babies up today and they leave this evening, when they come back tomorrow, they'll be here. So it won't be so much of having to watch and be right there. And I'll be able to set everything up and do what I need to do and pop them in a movie, and they'll be good, and we'll get it done. If I do that now, then as soon as I get started, I'm going to have to stop and get them ready to leave. And then when they leave, I have my little relaxation moment, and at that point would be when I'm going to set everything up. And then we're going into night when I really like to be sitting back here in front of the TV just crocheting, because that's kind of like my wind down time. Um, and the Alzheimer's and dementia testing have been completed, and the doctor says that she doesn't see anywhere where I am suffering from either. My lapse of words, she would probably attribute them more to the seizures or fatigue, even because of my sleeping patterns and the fact that I am an insomniac. Yeah. So when I don't get my rest, my brain doesn't function like it's supposed to. And I pretty much knew that part. What I can show you is this is the colorway that I'm working with right now, which is the ballerina slippers and the cream. And like I showed you, this is what we have so far. I did start this last night. I was on the phone with Joan, and she can tell you that it's working up pretty quickly. So it's a breeze. It's a breeze. The other thing that I'm not showing you, I can show you this part and tell you this was what is left of what I used for that project, but I'm going to be showing you that on Saturday. I'm excited. I'm excited. When I made it, my daughter looked at it and she was like, "Mom, that is too cute." Yes, yes, yes. This is what I was working with. But when I was working with it, and that was actually last night, the video didn't come out to this morning. I was down in here when I was working it. So this part has been done, between the shower, and all the girly stuff that we do, and the making the coffee, eating breakfast, eating lunch, visiting with the daughter, oh boy, having the phone call. Every now and then, guys, I got to stretch this leg out. Starting to have problems with this knee, but it's Auntie Eileen, how are you? But it's been anticipated. That is another health thing that I can tell you about. So, I talked to the doctor about the joint pains that I've been having, And we kind of sat down and talked about lining up the surgeries. So what she's planning on doing, or what the plan is to have the paniculectomy first. Instead of looking at a year of fighting, we're hoping that we can get the go ahead and get the ball rolling as soon as 6 months. So then we're probably looking at October of getting things started. Hopefully, if we can push hard enough, maybe we can get the surgery done before my birthday, which is December 2nd. So I'm going to try to do everything that I'm supposed to do to get there. And I'm not going to start posting my weight and keeping everything up until I get my weight from the doctor this coming Friday. We got the first weight, but I want to make sure I'm going in the right direction, which will be 2 weeks after the first weight. And once I see or know for sure that I'm going in the right direction, wrong direction, confer with her and see what I have to do to change things so that we can get there sooner. So either way, I'm going to wait until after that, and then I'll be letting you all know at least once a week what the weight is coming through. I haven't even put my scale back down on the floor yet. It's still propped up against the wall. So after Friday, the scale will go back flat on the floor, and I'll start taking the daily weight. I know that I'm supposed to be doing that anyway because of my heart condition. But just like we determined this morning, I'm hard headed. I'm hard headed. The ball is rolling, but what I mean by that, when I know, BB, but what I mean by that, sis, is that we're hoping that the process that where I ended up before, being that it took more than a year to get there, we're hoping I can get back to that point by October, where the surgeon sees me and says, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to follow up one more time, and then we'll schedule the surgery. We want to try to get there by October. So that's what I meant by getting the ball rolling. We're trying to get it tumbling a little faster than it was the last time. Okay, so I've got some fun stuff for us today. We're back to the questions, guys. And I got some real good ones for y'all. And this is just general knowledge. The first part of this is dealing with the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. So y'all go ahead on and grab your drink of choice, get your projects, put your little thinking caps on. I hope we're not counting, even though I don't think I'll be calling out a lot of numbers. So are y'all ready to put those thinking caps to use? If you're ready to put those thinking caps to use, find the kitty paw emoji and drop that in the comment box for me. And that'll let me know that my kittens are ready. Baby, you see how I'm working with this hook? This hook and we bonded immediately. Stop it, sis. Okay. While we're looking for the kitty paws, I'm going to ask you the first question. And like I said, it's general knowledge. It's not crochet related. This is to give our brains a little break and just to have a little fun. What soft drink brand's 80s logo? So what soft drinks brand's 1980s logo was the choice of a new generation? The choice of a new generation. Which soft drink penned that in the 80s? I can give you a little hint. Once upon a time, it was my favorite drink. Not Mountain Dew, but you're in the right family. What soft drink brand's 80s slogan was the choice of a new generation? Yes, it is Pepsi. Pepsi said the choice of a new generation. I'm proud of y'all. Okay, now everybody in here should get this one because I don't care how old you were when this happened. We all became her when this song came on. Which 80s pop star was known as the Material Girl? BB, I got a Pepsi story for you. Don't stop it. Dorothea, how are you, my love? I am so happy to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time. And yes, Auntie Eileen, it is Madonna. Madonna, the pointy lady. She and my girl crush were killing it back in the 80s. And my girl crush was Cyndi Lauper. I absolutely love Cyndi Lauper. I think I knew every song. My favorite song by Cyndi Lauper was Time After Time. It was absolutely my favorite song. And in the beginning, when I would hear it, I would cry. I'm trying to sing it and I'm crying. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Yes. And the tears would just be streaming. It was such a beautiful song. Okay. Huh. What were the four friends of Stand By Me on a quest to find? The four friends of Stand By Me, what were they on a quest to find? No, not beauty, and not the beast either. Four young men went on a journey to find something. What was it? No, it wasn't the alphabet. Not love. They went on a quest to find a body. One of them had stumbled across a body and told the others about it. They didn't believe him, so they were all going to see it. They were all going to find it. Okay. In which country was the game Tetris originally created and developed? In which country was the game Tetris originally created and developed? And I can tell you now, it wasn't China and it wasn't the United States. Not Peru. It's a two-word country. Okay, the question was, in which country was the game Tetris originally created and developed? Wasn't China, wasn't the United States. It is a two-word country. No, not Egypt. Not Russia. It was shocking to me when I saw it too. It was. I was like, what? The Soviet Union. Yep, the Soviet Union. Okay. What 90s catchphrase was popularized by Clueless and used to show disbelief or rejection? So, what was a popular phrase made popular by the movie Clueless that meant to show disbelief or rejection? Exactly, BB. As if, exactly. Okay. And I won't take any points off for spelling for this, but who was the woman involved in the highly publicized affair with President Bill Clinton in the late 90s? I'll take that. I'll take that. Monica Lewinsky. Absolutely. Yes. Okay. Who became the first American Idol winner in 2002? It's okay. You only left out an N, and it's yes, Kelly Clarkson. Monica Lewinsky is actually Lewinsky. No, but that's so sweet of you, Joan. I never applied, and I never tried out with American Idol. Yeah, it's Lewinsky, Lewinsky. Okay, so what was the highest grossing movie in the 90s, surpassing $1 billion at the box office? The only clue I could give you would give the whole movie away. And that was kind of a clue. Not Jurassic Park, not Batman, but y'all picked a couple of good movies. Not Star Wars. The original Star Wars came out in the 70s. If I'm not, I think it was 76, if I'm not mistaken. Not Forrest Gump. Wonder Woman. No, not Wonder Woman. Y'all are picking some good movies, though. I see you all's theme is more along action. You got one tearjerker in there. It's along the genre of Forrest Gump. It is a drama. It's a tearjerker. If I do this, will that help? Titanic. Exactly. Titanic. When I said if I give you a clue, I would give the whole movie away. Y'all, that movie was forever long. That movie was forever long. No, it was Titanic. It was Titanic. And it was forever long. Forever, ever, forever, ever, forever, ever. Yes. Okay. Forever long. In what year did Facebook launch and begin connecting users online? I can tell you it was in the 2000s. It's between 2000 and 2010. 2002, exactly. Exactly. 2002. That is when Facebook presented itself to the world. Okay. What 2009 outbreak originated uh, that originated in Mexico caused a global pandemic? 2009, a flu outbreak that originated in Mexico caused a global pandemic. It was a good guess, baby. It was a very good guess. Not the bird flu. Good guess, but not the bird flu. Not Norvo. Not COVID as we know it, but that's close. Not the monkeypox. It's called H1N1. H1N1. And according to my cardiologist, um, H1N1 is technically um, the original COVID. Uh, and it started out as not the flu, but as what they call the common cold. So the common cold is considered to be the coronavirus, actually. And it started as H1N1, but the outbreak, when it transferred over to a flu and became a pandemic, was in 2009. So that's what Ryan Suter says. Okay, now we get to the fun part. Yes, I like this part. What I'm going to do is describe some things that have been in our lives between the 50s and the 80s. And I want you to tell me from the description what they are. A rectangle on wheels with a black stem that pulled it along. It made its first appearance in 1965, and the rectangle was red. A red rectangle on wheels was pulled along by a long stick and a handle. What kind of wagon, Joan? It was a wagon, but what kind of wagon? I'm looking for the name of the wagon. I never had radio flyer. The radio flyer. I never had the wagon, but I did have the car. My grandfather bought me the radio flyer car. I was the only one in Wilson that had one. Was I spoiled? Yes. Yes. I was very spoiled. Yeah, they called it the radio flyer. Okay. This could be found in every classroom, usually right inside the door beside the light switch. And every kid wanted to use it at inappropriate times. What was it? Exactly, Joan. A pencil sharpener. Yes, a pencil sharpener. Okay, this game toy, which I never considered it either, was more of a geometry tool that kept kids fascinated and still keeps kids fascinated today. No, not the globe, not jacks. It's a geometrical tool. Comes with many pieces, pens, paper, and colorful pencils or colorful pens. And they're colorful pens. Not the Rubik's Cube. I used to love playing jacks too. But what I'm talking about is the spirograph. The spirograph. That was one of my two favorite things to play with when I was coming up. And now I want you to guess the second one. No, not Plunkett. It's called spirograph. Okay. The second thing that I enjoyed so much came with blackout paper and an electrical box and multicolored pegs. Blackout paper an electrical box, and multicolored pegs. Exactly. Light bright, making things with light. What a sight, making things with light bright. Exactly. The Spirograph and the Light Bright were two of my favorites. Now, this particular toy came out the year I was born, in 1963, and every little girl had to have one. It made them feel like the woman in their castle. Came out in 1963. It was electrical, and it made every little girl feel like the woman of her little room. She was in her own kingdom when she had this. Not the kitchen sink, okay? Something else I can tell you about it. Everybody got to benefit from her labor of love with this particular toy. The toy came out in 1963. Your Easy Bake Oven, yes. The Easy Bake Oven. Yep, Easy Bake Oven. Okay. In 1980, around 1980, the beginning of the 80s, every kid had to have this doll. This doll became so popular, they had names and adoption papers. And another clue, they even came up with a dance. Exactly. The Cabbage Patch. Yes, the Cabbage Patch dolls. Absolutely. You guys are so good at this. Okay. This toy came out in, I believe it was the 50s, if I'm not mistaken. It had a little circular top and a wide circular bottom. And kids used to love uh, getting dizzy on this toy. What was it? It had a little disc at the top and a wide disc at the bottom. And kids used to love getting dizzy on this toy. It's called a sit and spin. A sit and spin. You would sit on the wide bottom and you just turn that wheel at the top and you just spin around in circles. Yes, a whole sit and spin. Oh, I did. Okay. Whew. I thought I had prepared myself for the color change. Let me change my color and we'll go to the next one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. The the one on the playground was called a merry-go-round. Some of them did have that middle piece, but they were designed for, most of them were designed for more than one person. Yeah, they were bigger and designed for outdoor play. Okay, okay. This particular item came out in the 70s. I think it was 70s. But everybody tried to beat the last person's high score. It was mandatory that you beat the person. It was mandatory that you beat the high score. They were popular in all sorts of places. Some people even had them in their homes. The one I used to like to play the most was in the bowling alley. And we even had one in one of our churches so the kids could play on play day. Not Battleship. Battleship was more a game of strategy. This was a big piece of machinery. And when little kids played, they usually stood on a little stool so that they could see everything. They usually came with a lot of noise, and a lot of flashing lights. And this will give it away. If you hit the machine, you got penalized. Pinball machine. Yes, Auntie Eileen. A pinball machine. Okay, this, we only got like one, two, three, four, five, six more. Real simple. Real simple. I promise I'll keep it. This was a red piece of plastic with a gray screen on it. And on the inside, it was like a little thin box. And on the inside were magnet chips controlled by two knobs. If you knew how to control it, you could make rounded shapes, but the knobs either went up and down or left and right. Etch a sketch, exactly. I had one of those too. Loved it. Wish I could find one now that was of the same quality. Etch a sketch. Okay, this was more in the late 80s. Um, took the place of specialized notebooks, and it sat on desks and you flip through it to find information. You flip through it to find information. It could be on your desk at home. It could be on your desk in an office. Um, there were lots of places. They popped up everywhere. Once they gave them this name, everybody had one. No, not the Yellow Pages. Look at how I'm flipping through. Close. The information was on index card, but what were the index cards kept in? What was that piece of apparatus called? A Rolodex. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. A Rolodex. Okay. This toy was wire. Just one long, skinny wire. And it could keep you fascinated for hours. Especially with its ability to go downstairs. A slinky. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, two more guys. No, three more. Okay. Long time ago, if we needed to find information about a business, where they were located, how to get in contact with them, what did we use? The Yellow Pages. Exactly. Yes, the good old faithful Yellow Pages. Okay. Um, it seemed like every other week a salesman would come by selling these books. What were they? Some were like a maroon in color, others were yellow and white. Exactly, encyclopedias. You had the Encyclopedia Britannica, which was like that burgundy color, and the encyclopedias, there were three colors. You had the green and white, the blue and white, and the yellow and white in the World Book encyclopedias. But it was encyclopedia. I had to say all of them because depending on where you were, which ones they were trying to sell, but it was always encyclopedias. Okay, the last one. Flight of the Bumblebee features what office equipment? What piece of office equipment? Flight of the Bumblebee is a song. Flight of the Bumblebee. I was just humming it a little bit. I can't hum it as fast as it is. That's the best I can do. But a track. It's one piece of office equipment. When you're taught to use this equipment, you're taught to sit with one foot slightly in front of the other, back straight, elbows bent, wrists relaxed. Really? Come on, BB. One day I'm going to say it right. I'm going to pick a way, and it's going to be the right way. And I'm going to say, sit up straight. A typewriter, a manual typewriter. Exactly. Was that fun for you guys? If it was, give me a smiley face in the comments. I had fun. Oh boy, did I have fun. And all I want to leave you all with now, I had mad fun with this one. I want you all to remember to journal. Please remember to journal. And I also want you to remember your 30 minutes a day in organizing, whether it's organizing, cleaning, or any special project that you have. If it's something big, break it up into smaller sections. But you can definitely do this. You can change anything you want to change at any time. You don't have to overwhelm yourself. Like me, I know that I've been working on my room and we're taking it. Yes, I said journal. And I know that we're taking it little steps at a time, and it's getting done. It's definitely getting done. I can show you that I did finish those last two rows of the ballerina slipper, and I started on my white. So, and you see how much time I've spent in the screen. So, this is a winner, guys. This is definitely a winner. We got to journal. We have to journal, especially as we get older and come across health issues. It helps us to communicate better with our doctors. Some things happen naturally, like things that we forget from time to time. And, they may seem menial at the moment, but you can say something like, I had trouble sleeping last week, and maybe you noticed one night that you felt hot even though it was cool in the house, but you didn't have a temperature, and you felt moody and a little bit anxious. But if you jot these things down, it may be something like anxiety. It might be a form of sleep apnea. There are several things that it could be, but your doctor could help you come to the conclusion if you present everything to them. Your doctor should be one of your best friends. My doctor, she's not being mean. She's saying that you two agree about the journal thing. That's what she's saying. I'm not I'm not being mean. I'm not being mean. I'm just saying we need to document these things. And that's not me being mean, that's me showing you love because I want all of us to be healthy and happy. I want us to stick around for each other for a long time. I do. I want all of us to meet each other and be like, you. That's what I want. That's what I want. And I want us to be here. I want us to be here. With that in mind, there's something that I spoke on once, and I didn't speak on it again because I've not reached out to the individual. I'm trying to figure out how, but I can tell you that she has support pickles in her Etsy. It's I think it's Tess Loves to Crochet or Tess Loves. Oh, sorry. Tess Loves Yarn or Tess Loves Crochet. It's one of those. She's been diagnosed with a rare form of pancreatic cancer. And all that she makes from the pickles in her Etsy shop over the cost of making the pickles she's donating for cancer research. Um, and I think it touched me so much because I've been where she is. And I was blessed in so many ways. We don't know what happened. Um, my situation was I got a phone call at work one day. Well, to go back 2 weeks before that, I was I was literally taken to the emergency room and dumped outside of a car. My then husband took me to the emergency room, opened the door, and pushed me out. And when they got me in the back, I kept passing out from the pain. I had, um, I think it's Tesla's yarn, if I'm not mistaken, BB. I'll look it up to be sure, and I will email that to you. But he pushed me out of the car. They got me in. I knew that I was having kidney stone problems, and I kept passing out from the pain. I remember waking up at one lucid moment, seeing this long needle going into my stomach, and I didn't know what it was. And about 2 weeks later, I got a phone call from a man saying he was Dr. O, for me to meet him at his office at 9 o'clock the next morning. I'm like, I've got to work. You can't just tell me. Fortunately, my manager was right there. She heard the conversation. She told me to go. I went. This man walks into the office with a folder, a medical folder that had my name on it. And he said, you got stage 2 pancreatic cancer. Here are a list of oncologists. You need to find one. And he walked out. He walked out. I was not happy. Long story short, I ended up getting naked and walking into the hallway because they had me there well over an hour and a half, waiting for this man to come back in the room and explain something to me. I could not believe that his bedside manner was zero. He had none. So I ended up going to my mom's oncologist, made him swear to secrecy. I didn't tell my family. I fought my fight by myself. And I went through 2 rounds of chemo. I know how debilitating that can feel. I know the changes your body goes through. I lost a band of hair right around my edges, all the way down to the new growth. I used to perm my hair, and only the permed hair was falling out. And I mean coming out in clumps, like brush my hair and taking out a handful of hair. So I cut all my hair off. That happened in September of 2009. In January of 2010, my PCP, Karina Sandbed, a God-fearing woman, she was a Christian. I don't know if she's still here. That's why I say was. But she said, I feel like something is different. This woman tested me from the tip of my split ends to the bottom of my Fred Flintstone feet and could find nothing. She said, I'm looking at your results, and everything is what he said. I'm looking at everything that you went through with your oncologist. But looking over here, there is nothing here. There's nothing. I attribute it to a miracle, being that so many have happened to me in my life. But I do understand and can almost say I know how Tess feels with what she's going through. And I don't do amigurumis well, but what I wanted to do was reach out to her and ask her if I could attempt to make pickles and send them to her, and she could sell the pickles that I sent to her. You know, that way. That's what I wanted to do for her. um, or if someone wanted to help her out. I wanted to put that out there. But like I said, I will reach out to you, baby, and let you know. I'll do that as soon as we convene here. But back to our smiles because we're here and we're happy and we're loving ourselves. We love ourselves. Look, look. Ooh. And know that I love you too. I feel the love you all give me every time you come into the room. And I'm super excited about that. Know that I love you. Always remember that. Until we see each other again on these YouTube streets, guys. Peace out, everybody. I love you.